Dear students, in the last video 1.0 we have started with a discussion of different level designs in a software architecture, and in this video we will continue with the remaining part, that is, while designing a software architecture, we can design an architecture in three different levels. The first one is a high level design, and another one is a low level design, and the last one is a detailed design. During the software architecture, when we start designing the architecture, first we need to consider a business requirement specification. That is, it involves the requirements from the stakeholders. The stakeholders may be a developer, or it may be a tester, or it may be the end user, or a customer, or a marketing personnel. We need to collect all these requirements and find out the issues related to it with these requirements. Also, we need to test the feasibility of these requirements, because some requirements cannot be implemented really in the architecture. So all this kind of analysis we need to do. This document, it is called as a business requirement specification document, or in short you can call it as a BRS. And to test this, again we need to carry out the test called acceptance testing. If the document is passed in the acceptance testing, then the next level is system requirement specification. In the system requirement specification, mainly we consider the type of operating system required to implement the particular software, and the configuration, what is the GB that will be consumable to install a particular software, and what is the RAM size, what is the read-only memory size. Like this, different aspects we need to consider, and that will be written in the requirement document called a system requirement specification. And whether it is correct or not, whether it is a pass, whether it is a feasible or not, again to test this we need to carry out the test called acceptance testing. And in the once this test is successful, then we need to go the further level, and that level is called as a high level design. This is a level, this is a kind of level where actually the software architecture design begins. And to test this level, we have to carry out another type of testing called system integration testing. Whether all the elements, software architecture, since the beginning of this class, we are discussing that it is a combination of multiple elements, and all elements are interrelated. So whether it is feasible or not, to test this, again we need to carry out the system integration testing. Once this test is successful, then we need to go the other level called low level design. And to test this, whether it is feasible or not, again we will carry out another test called as a component testing. And the next level is coding. When the document has passed to all this kind of testing, the next step is coding. Whether the particular software is implemented using a different kind of programming languages, object oriented languages, or procedure oriented languages, all these kind of issues will be discussed and tested in the testing phase called unit testing. Finally, we will get the software code. That is nothing but actual software. Okay. In detail, we will discuss what is a high level design. Till the journey of studying of the software architecture, more frequently we will meet this word high level design. That is, high level design is a general system design. It is a general system design for all kinds of architecture, and it includes the description of the following parts. That is, it includes the system architecture and the database design, brief mention of all the platforms, systems, services and processes, and the product would be depend on what. And next, it also discusses the brief relationship between modules and the system features, and all the data flows, flow charts, data structures, etc. are in these documents, so that developer can understand how the system is expected to work with regards to the features and the database design. And next level is a low level design. In this low level design, design, we will be focusing on refinement process. The aspects that are not covered in a high level design, that will be later covered in a low level design. It provides the details and definitions for the actual logic for every system component. That is, this architecture is a components based architecture, and we need to specify the details and definition of all components with the actual logic, and it is based on high level definition but digs deeper going into the separate models and in futures for every program in order to document their specification. This is about low level design. In the high level design, we will design everything, and the details of those designs, designable components will be mentioned in the low level design. It contains what it actually contains. It contains the details and the definition of actual logic involved in the system component. And the last one is detailed level design. This is, in short, we can call it as a DLD, and it is the most detailed technical document. It is finally evaluated before launching the product into the market, and which describes the user's stories, error processing algorithms, state transitions, logical sequences, and others. Means this is the phase of design where the testing has to be carried out. Whatever the software is designed, that is checked or tested step by step. That is what are the user stories, that is what are the user requirements, whether in this designed system design all the user requirements are implemented properly, and if they are implemented, then we need to test the functionality of those implementation, whether they are free from errors. If some errors are there, again we have to refine those errors with the error processing algorithms. And next, state transition, that is always we know that programs are the group of programs called software. It transit from one state to another state. We have studied this in the operating system. That is how it transit from one state to another state. Mainly that is idle state, running state, the pause state, like this many that is run out state, like this many state transition status will be there. We need to check the how many the software will go through the how many transition states. And next we need to check the logical sequences, how the program logically operated, how it has been implemented in the architecture. And next is other different kinds of issues need to be discussed. And this finally DLD, that is detailed level design, is the interaction of every low level processes with each other. And before moving to the next concept of the first module, in short, we'll discuss the major difference between a low level design and a high level design. That is the other name for HLD. The first, there are two tables here. The first table, it is a table to describe high level design, and the second vertical table describes the low level design. In the high level designing, we can also call it with the name micro level design or system design. And this is a table that representing the comparison with the high level design. That is a low level design, it describes the micro level design. Also it is called as a detailed design, because in the low level design we will be writing the description, definition, logic of every component that is involved in the software architecture. And the next major difference is overall architecture of the application and the network design as well as the relationship between various system models and functions. This high level design, what it represents, the overall architecture of the application and network designs as well as relationship between various system components or models as well as their functionalities. And in the low level design, what happens, it represents detailed description of each and every model which was mentioned in the high level design. Means always without designing the without implementing and designing the high level designing, we cannot go for a low level design. This is a low level design is dependent on a high level design. And next is the other the major difference. The target audience in the high level designs are clients, designers, reviewers, that is the software reviewers, management team, program and solution teams are comes under the high level designing phase. And in the low level designing phase, the target audience are designers team, operation teams and implementers. That is, in the low level designing, what we are going to do, we are just writing the details what has been carried out in the above phase, that is in the high level design, that is to be checked and written in the document form in the low level design. And these all works are carried out by the designers, operation teams as well as implementers. And next is, because the software is always it is a day by day, when the technology and the user requirements are changing, so depending on the user requirement and the technology platforms are changed, considering both these objects or we need to objectives, we need to implement or design a software in such a way that it need to be altered, it need to be changed time to time. And that is main ideas under difference is, main idea is required to understand the flow. In the low level design, it provides the information for. Means in the high level design, we will structure the different components and how they interact with each other, how the information passes from one component to another component, how they behave synchronously or they behave asynchronously, all these aspects will be considered. In the low level design, it is just a document that provides the information of a high level design. These are the main difference between that is low level design and a high level design. These are the two different phases every software that is system design must go through, because when the system and the technology is updating day by day, for example the COBOL programming language, it has been used in the year 1960, I cannot use the same language in 2020. So I need to update the language that would be used for designing all kinds of software. So this is about high level design and low level design. Next, I will stop the video here, and the next part I will continue in the next video.